this modulation section, we also have the option for auto trig, which sends a pulse to the contour generator at the rate of the LFO or modulation, allowing you to do things like this. And you can also modulate on top of that, but it will be at the rate of the LFO or modulation. Here we have the filter being affected by the envelope because the envelope is being triggered. So we can hear the modulation and the envelope on the filter triggering it as well, being triggered as well as the amp. And now the auto trig is causing everything to trigger, as well as the modulation is affecting both oscillator and filter. So you have some opportunity there for some fun. Okay, so let's turn that off. Now let's talk about a few things we haven't talked about just in general. All right, let's talk about a bit about the tuning. We have a tuning knob so we can tune to other instruments. And we do have glide, which is portamento. It limits the changes. It draws out the changes in voltage coming from the keyboard. So you can get effects like that, or your traditional solo lead portamento. We have, of course, your master volume and your power. I don't feel like I need to explain what those are. And of course, the mixer we have over here, which you've already sort of talked about in regard to the oscillators, but we did not talk about it in regard to noise. Yes, there is a noise generator on here. You may be amazed to know that that wasn't wind just then, it was this synthesizer. But yes, we have a noise generator, and you can, of course, mix it in with the oscillators. But I really think it's there primarily for wind effects. This synth really does have a great tone. It's really quite delicious for being so simple. Okay, let's talk for a moment about the envelope. The envelope, of course, controls both the amp and the filter. The degree to which it controls the filter is up to you with this amount. Otherwise, it's totally controlling the amp unless you turn it off. Let's just go in. Attack, of course, is the beginning of the sound. And it obviously has a slow attack. Or we can have a quick attack. The decay is the drop in level from the highest point attained by the attack to 0. And we do have sustain, which it's just on or off. So it's technically an ADS envelope, although the S part of the ADS is very, very limited, just on or off. So you could say it was an AD envelope, but it is kind of ADS. When the sustain is on, you can hold a note. And that's true also if we have the filter thing going. It'll hold that note, and then it'll go to the decay once you release the key, as is typical for a sustain. All right, we also have 3 different VCA modes. We have contour, where the envelope is directed to the VCA as well as the filter. We have keyed, where the amp is open and closed organ style, basically on when you press it and off when you let go. But of course that sounded like we had a change in amplitude because the filter is currently being affected by the envelope itself, even though the amp is not. And that's what keyed mode means. It means that the envelope is controlling the filter, but not the amp. The amp is just going on or off with your key presses. And you can tell this because you don't have any decay because you've taken your finger off of the key. But of course, if you hold it, it will continue into the decay, as you might imagine. And sustain works, but you'll never get to the decay because the decay often acts as a release when it's in contour mode. And of course, there is the bypass mode, which is your get your freak on mode, where you can do all the fun modulations. And you can just change, you know, do whatever you want. Bypass mode is also great if you are using the audio input on the back and having some other instrument processed by the filter and amp of the Rogue. So that is your contour generator, or envelope generator, as they are frequently known as well. Last but not least, we do have a pitch knob. Let's put it on something more reasonable. Okay. It's a 7th. A 7th up. A little bit more than a 7th. Oh, maybe it's a... Wow. It's a major 7th. Seems like that might have been better as an octave, but I'm not going to judge. Okay. And yeah. It's kind of a major 7 down as well. So that is your pitch wheel. And of course, it has a major detent or detent, however, in the center, but it is not spring loaded. So whatever you set it to is sure to mess you up when you started playing and you forget that it's set to something. All right. I guess that's good because of the pitch limitations of the oscillator. You can boost it up a little bit, but then your tuning is all strange. Anyway, so that, my friends, is the Moog Rogue.